What's going on, guys? It's the Kitty here. Welcome back to another one of my videos. On today's video we're looking at FRAG Pro Shooter, and in particular I'm going to be going through all the arenas, and we're going to be making up the deck, the best deck possible for each arena. So it's not going to be just, you know, for Arena 1 all the best for Arena 1, for Arena 2 all the best for Arena 2. We're going to be sort of making the best deck as we go along. So this is going to be good for beginners, intermediate and advanced levels, even though advanced level people probably already know what they're talking about. We'll be building the squad up to be best coping for each arena as we get to it. So stick around, guys. This is going to be a really interesting video, and if there's any pauses for me, it's because my brain is trying to think to get you the best fragger possible for each one. So let's go straight in and we'll look at the first arena that we come to. By the way, guys, obviously goes without saying, make sure you subscribe to the channel and click on that bell if you haven't done so already, because, you know, why wouldn't you? Keeps you in touch with my channel. You get notified for all the videos I come out with. So, training is the first area we come to on here. So on training, I would say your first deck, so you've got a deck of 5. The first deck I would go with is, Dr. Frost as a defensive card. Very good. I would go with Jet as an attack. These are the first two I would definitely have in the deck. Jet is very good. She's got pushbacks and she's got that flying ability. She's even good, you know, even like on the higher levels, I say that Jet is a very good card to have. I would not go with Long Shot. You may want to go with Slimer as a defensive pairing to go with Dr. Frost. So Dr. Frost, Slimer, Jet. Then I would go personally, I would go with Rick Rock with his stun ability. You may want to go with Big Paku, but I find Big Paku very slow and cumbersome, and his rockets don't always work for me, so I would go away from that. And lastly, I would probably go with JB. Very good camp card. He's very good even to play as, with his ultimate ability to drop these mines down, and you can get some good kills with that. You know, you can even take it in to attack. So that's the first 5 in the training area. That'll be your best setup, I feel, going to start with. When you get to Arena 1, I would say you might even want to consider using Freeze B, because she's got a really excellent speed boost. If you want to rush into a bunker, I would swap out Freeze B for maybe Rick Rock. Keep the rest of the squad. I think that they're pretty good. Unless you're feeling extremely adventurous, you might want to try Pocahontas because she's very good with her arrows. But other than that, probably just leave it the same. Maybe just add Freeze B instead of Rick Rock when you get to Arena 1. Then you move on to Arena 2. Arena 2, New York. Now when you get to Arena 2, this is when you get some really big guns. So, Lucha Moitra. If you get Lucha Moitra, put in straight in there. I would put Lucha in instead of Freeze B. Get rid of Freeze B again. Put Lucha in. Keep your defense and your camp cards going. What else have we got here? You definitely might want to try Cleo, just to be able to use her, because she is so agile now with her jumping ability. She gets her to use her jump. She's got a double jump which she can use like every 6 seconds or something ridiculous. Very good card. But definitely Lucha. He's still like meta. He's still like one of the very best fraggers out there. So definitely put him in the deck, and that is what I would do when you get to Arena 2. Then we move on to Arena 3. Who we got in Arena 3? Okay, so you've got Andromeda in Arena 3. You might want to consider putting Andromeda in instead of Jet. I was just going to go back and see who it was I was talking about. But yeah, Andromeda, maybe you want to put her in instead of Jet. Jet, like I said, it's touch and go because they're very good. But yes, I'd say probably Andromeda is better than Jet. You've got that splash damage. You've got that jumping ability, that splashdown ability. Very good. She's still one of the best cards in the game. Desperado, you might want to try him. I probably wouldn't. He's not quite as good as he used to be. Shinobi, however, I would put Shinobi in instead of JB. He's probably the 3rd best camp card out there right now. If you're going to have like an all-round good deck, having Shinobi instead of JB might be worth considering, and just leaving him for the AI to use, especially with the new update that's going to come out that's going to improve the AI. He comes in behind people, he slows them down, he gets shots in, he definitely weakens the opposition. You might even consider Medusa. So at this stage, we've probably still got the 2 defense squad. We've got Dr. Frost, we've got Slimer, we've got Shinobi, we've got Andromeda, and we've got Lucha Moitra. That's what you want to be looking at probably for when you get to Arena 3, that sort of setup if you can get them. Then we move on to Arena 4. Now when you get to Arena 4, this is when it starts to get a bit complicated because there's so many really good cards by the time you get to Arena 4. You might want to give Striker a go. He's the fastest fragger in the game. For those of you who are beginning or intermediate, you may not know this. Check out my fastest fraggers card for confirmation. But yeah, Striker, very, very good. Super fast, super agile. He's got that home run ability to just hit people out of the arena. Definitely worth considering. Put him in. Maybe put him in instead of Andromeda to have in your attacks. And you might want to... Well, Lakers rubbish. Cybercop's not too bad. And the rest are, you might want to try Vandal. Vandal's pretty good when you get to level 4. But again, it depends if you want to keep a defensive deck available. If you want to have a camp card and 2 defensive cards, you might want to just stick with the Slimer and Dr. Frost and Shinobi at the back. It depends. Some people, as they get more confident, they want to put in more of a attacking squad, and you might want to drop some of those defenders for central cards or wild cards or attack cards. So you might want to consider, if you want to do that, you've got your choice of Striker, Vandal and Andromeda. Those 3 are all very, very good fraggers. Then we move on to Arena 5. So when we get to Arena 5, if you're lucky, you'll get Rippin' Finn. Rippin' Finn, is possibly the most fun fragger in the game right now. He's got his tidal wave. It comes along pretty quick. It can just sweep multiple foes off of the battlefield. So definitely you want to put him in. But I would keep Lucha. Definitely keep Lucha. Get Rippin' Finn in there if you come across him. Sugeki Kan. Now Sugeki Kan, you might want to swap Sugeki Kan for Shinobi if you've still got Shinobi as your camp card. Put Sugeki Kan in there. And that is about it for there. You've got the Fragman and you've got Hades 5.1. They're okay, they're not too bad. But out of this Arena 5 deck, Sugeki Kan and Rippin' Finn are the best 2 out of there. Then we move on to Arena 6. So when we get to Arena 6, who have we got here? Okay, when you get to Arena 6, you've got BB and you've got Hakuryu. Now Hakuryu is a very, very good fragger. He's got a super ultimate that makes him go super fast and do super damage. So those, the pick out of these 8 here are BB and Hakuryu. But obviously it depends on who you want to replace with, because you've got Rippin'. You definitely don't. I wouldn't replace Rippin' Finn. And I would keep Lucha Moitra. And you might want to put Bobbler in instead of Slimer for your defense. So you'll have Slimer. So you'll have Bobbler and Dr. Frost as your defensive pairing. Sugeki Kan is your camp card. Lucha Moitra up front. And then it depends if you want to put Hakuryu in there or Rippin' Finn. But I would definitely go with Rippin' Finn. That's who I'd have as a setup by the time you get to Arena 6. If you're lucky enough to get those fraggers. Then we go forwards to Arena 7. Now Arena 7, I probably wouldn't say there's anything on here that you'd want to change with your deck really. Once you've got that Arena 6 deck, it's very hard to get anyone that you would say would improve the deck. You might want to try Ollie here. It's a super fast firing. It's got that ultimate that can just go in there. If you want to main Ollie and get in there into the bunkers really quick, then you might want to choose that. But I personally wouldn't. I think that you've got a solid deck by the time you get to Arena 6, and I wouldn't choose any of those over the ones you've got in the deck at the moment. So moving on to Arena 8. Now this is where, if you like, Arena 8 has got some real cool fraggers. If you're lucky enough to get the boss, then put him in, because you want to put the boss man in instead of Dr. Frost. The boss man, the #1 defensive fragger there is. And then you might want to consider, depending, it's up to you, if you want to put in Soldatron instead of Sugeki Kan, because Soldatron, you know, it's arguable. Some people say Soldatron, some people say Sugeki Kan as the best camp cards in there. Have one or the other. I would probably put Soldatron in there because his mortars, when he's controlled by the AI, are really devastating. Then you've got a choice. You've also got a choice of Blot. Very, very good. One of the most devastating bunker busters there is. He's got this ultimate ability that makes him invincible and fast for a number of seconds, so he can dart in there, and he's got like a shotgun ink hand that does absolutely amazing damage to bunkers. Consider putting him in. Maybe you could put him in for Ripping Fin if you want, or even for Lucha Moitra if you want. It's entirely up to you. But you know, the boss and Soldatron, I say, are the plum picks out of Arena 8. You get a lot of fun out of Lollipop if you're good with the jelly molds. You get a lot of agility and damage on bunkers if you use Cacturina. Not quite the very top tier though. And also some people like to use General Mech. He's got this drone which slows people down. So that's worth considering as well. But for me, I'd probably have Lucha, Ripping Fin, Boss Man, Soldatron, but then you've got Bobblers. And I probably would, at this stage, I would probably drop the Bobbler and have someone like Blot in the squad, in the deck. So that's what you get to when you're at Arena 8. So then let's move on forward to Arena 9. And then you've got some other awesome, amazing cards to choose from. So when you get here, you might want to put Hannibal in instead of Lucha Moitra. You can also put the Tank Bot in. These are like the top tier fraggers right now. You put in Queen Unicorn here. Queen Unicorn paired with the boss is the best pairing for defense in the game. So you can have those two in defense and Soldatron as your camp card, or Sugeki Kan, and that'll give you the most solid defensive lineup you can have. And then going forward, Hannibal is probably slightly better now than Lucha. So this is where you can mix up and mix and match. Just depends on what you feel most comfortable using. So yeah, you could have Hannibal in there as in attack. You could have, so this is where it's starting to get more advanced. You can have Hannibal and Lucha, so you've got the most meaty. Those two have got the most health out of anyone in the game. You can have those two in attack. You could have Tank Bot in there, and you can maybe drop some defensive fraggers if you want to go all out attack. Or like I said, you just keep those two defensive ones, the boss and Queen Unicorn, if you get them. Ronin is still not to be discounted. Very, very good and quick, and the quick sword. So it's all sort of a little bit customized when you get to this level. It's what you personally feel comfortable with, because those are all top ones. The Hunter used to be the best in the game, not as good now, but he's got a good ultimate ability. And they've also improved Duncan. He's faster than he was, but still not quite the top tier. And I wouldn't bother with Fidelio. He's like utter rubbish. Dr. Crow is useful, but again, not the top tier. So that is Arena 9. And I think that takes us to Arena 10. Arena 10. Only two Mimi on here, and Cypher, the newest one. Now Cypher is probably the most powerful fragger out there right now. I would definitely, if you get him, because he's not available to even get as of this video, but by the time you've watched this video, you might be able to get him. Get Cypher in your deck. He can shut down the opposition. His special ability shuts down the opposition's abilities, and also it makes them slow, and it makes them, his ultimate also makes the damage 1.5 times damage as well. So he is definitely really, really good. I think that is it. Oh, if you get to Arena, once you get to Arena 11, you might get I think that crystal's available to get still. I'm not sure if it's available in the chest. I'm assuming it is. Otherwise, you just have to wait for an event to turn up for crystal. And I think that is it. So that is your deck going forward. And that is all the fraggers that are available in the game now. So that's your choice. I think I've mentioned all the ones which are the top tier in there. And there you go. So that should help you out if you're a beginner, intermediate or advanced. If you've got any ideas on what you think makes a good setup, let me know in the comment section below. Anyway, shout out to members on my channel who are SONALI, BELOKAR, Dominic M, Tommy the Beast and Etty Shukla. You guys are amazing. In fact, every one of you guys watching this is amazing. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that like button because that'd be super awesome. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time.